What really happened in 476 AD? Did the Roman Empire just vanish overnight? Well, it's a lot more complicated than that. Let's start with what was happening inside the empire. Massive plagues, like the Antonine and Cyprian plagues, swept through, wiping out millions. This devastated the population, shrank the army, and collapsed the tax base. At the same time, being a Roman citizen lost its special meaning. After citizenship was granted to everyone in 212 AD, people's loyalty shifted away from a distant emperor and towards local warlords or the rising Christian church. Speaking of Christianity, its role is complex. Some historians argue it undermined traditional Roman values, diverting money and brainpower away from a state. But it also provided a new kind of social glue, a sense of community that the crumbling empire could no longer offer. While the West was weakening from within, immense pressure was building on its borders. We often hear about barbarian invasions, but it's more accurate to think of them as mass migrations. Entire peoples, like the Goths, were fleeing a greater threat, the terrifying Huns sweeping in from Central Asia. Rome's strategy for dealing with these groups completely backfired. In 376 AD, they allowed the Goths to cross the Danube River to escape the Huns. But then, Roman officials brutally mistreated them. This led to a massive rebellion and the Battle of Adrianople, where a Roman army was annihilated and the emperor himself was killed. This was a turning point. From then on, the empire was constantly on the defensive. The psychological shock came in 410, when the Visigoths, led by Alaric, did the unthinkable. They sacked the city of Rome itself. The eternal city had fallen. A few decades later, the Vandals conquered North Africa, Rome's primary source of grain, and then sacked Rome again in 455. By the mid-400s, the so-called Roman Empire was really just Italy. Britain, Spain, Gaul, and Africa were all ruled by Germanic kingdoms. So, what actually happened in 476? By this point, the Western Roman Emperor was just a powerless puppet controlled by Germanic generals. In 476, the general Odoacer decided he'd had enough of the charade. He deposed the last puppet emperor, a young boy ironically named Romulus Augustulus, and simply didn't bother to name a new one. Instead, he sent the imperial crown and robes to the Eastern Emperor in Constantinople, basically saying, "We don't need one of these over here anymore." Odoacer then ruled Italy as its king. For most people, life just went on. It wasn't a single, fiery apocalypse. The new barbarian kings often admired Roman culture and tried to preserve its laws and buildings. The real legacy of Rome, its language, its laws, and the Christian church didn't disappear. It transformed and became the foundation for the Middle Ages. Meanwhile, the Eastern Roman Empire, which we now call the Byzantine Empire, thrived for another 1,000 years. Why? It was wealthier. Its capital Constantinople had nearly impenetrable walls, and its borders were more stable. The fall of Rome wasn't an end, but a long, slow transformation of the Western world. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into history.